Good afternoon. This is Dr. John Bennett, televising from Miami, Florida. This is part of the conference, the online conference of the Asian Congress of Neurological Surgeons. We basically have been having a lot of scientific presentations on traumatic brain injury and emerging trends in neurosurgery, neurotrauma, but we thought it would be appropriate to get the patient side of what's going on, because obviously they're the ones that are injured and there are human parts to the story. We have John Byler speaking later on, and he introduced me to Shannon. And Shannon would like to speak to you today. Hi, Sharon. Shannon, how you doing?
Oh, I'm just wonderful. Thank you so much for enabling me to do this.
Yeah, very good. Okay, Shannon. Yeah, Shannon, I'll just kind of lead you a little bit, and we'll just kind of go through your stories. Well, okay, before your injury, could you please describe your life?
Oh, well, I had just started my sophomore year in college. Sophomore year in high school.
High school, okay.
Yeah, high school, and just
what kind of activities did you do?
Oh gosh, had parties at my house, danced, shopped.
You play any sports at all?
No, no.
Okay.
I was a girly girl, and I loved to go to the mall.
Okay.
And that was like '84, so that was
okay.
You know,
So
Molly Ringwald's era, you know.
You were pretty active.
Oh yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You don't have to describe exactly your accident. Could you briefly tell us what happened?
Okay. I was in going to the movies with some of my friends, with girlfriends, and we she had a Mustang, like a '70s Mustang, and I was in the back seat, and she pulled out into traffic, made a left-hand turn, and someone just it was a bad turn.
Okay.
So and the person hit the car, you know.
Okay. Do you remember the accident? Do you remember the accident?
No, sir, I don't.
So you're blacked out totally. You don't remember a thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
My friends kept on saying, "Shannon, wake up." Well, they tell me this. They said, "Shannon, wake up," because I acted like I was dead in the back seat, you know.
Okay.
And
what's your first memory of after the accident? Do you remember?
Oh, I thought I was in a foreign country. I thought I was being held prisoner because this wasn't Wichita, you know.
Okay.
And I had people guard me, you know, take me to the bathroom, be in my room always, and I had a wheelchair, and it was well, this was in rehabilitation. In rehabilitation, I had it was like a plate in front of my wheelchair, so you know I didn't fall out, you know.
Okay. And you remember that period of time?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, that was in 1985.
Okay.
My accident was November 17th of 1984.
Okay.
And I was
go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
I was in a deep coma, and after 2 weeks, the doctors didn't want me stressing. You know, I was breathing on my own, but they didn't want me to stress. So they did a tracheostomy on me.
Okay.
And they thought I was in such a deep coma, they were going to do it without anesthesia.
Okay.
Well, I showed them I came up kicking my legs
Okay.
and all my arms. So they knew this girl had fight in her.
Okay.
So I know, but I had the trach in from like probably the end of November to the the end of November till all of December, and then I got transferred to Via Christi Rehabilitation. Well, Via Christi St. Joseph Rehabilitation Hospital on Grand Street when it was in operation. They closed.
That was still with the trach, or was the trach was been discontinued?
That still was with the trach, yeah.
Okay.
But when I got transferred to the rehab, I was in when I was transferred to the rehab, they got me. They took the way they um, pulled out the catheter,
Okay.
and uh, closed the trach, and let it close by itself. It left an ugly scar, but I've had revisions, about 3 revisions on it. So,
Okay.
that's
Now, what can you describe? What kind of deficits you had? Could you walk okay? Could you move your arms and
oh
legs
no,
okay?
no, no, no.
Can you please
See,
describe
when I
your neurological condition, please?
oh yes, sir, I sure can, definitely. When I was in, I was when I was in when they transferred me to rehabilitation, I was still semi-comatose
Okay.
of January, but they had me doing physical therapy and occupational therapy and speech and all that. But I remember my mom went to physical therapy with me one day, and they put me on a tilt board,
Mhm.
um, a board that they strap you in and they turn you, they upside down,
Right. Right.
and oh, I didn't like that. That's no way.
Okay.
Yeah, but I remember crawling on the floor like a baby,
Okay.
They had me do that, yeah,
Okay.
but because I had my left side of my brain was fractured, and it I have like a horseshoe, you know,
Left.
scar,
Right.
yeah,
Scar.
from the
Now,
craniotomy. But
could you move your arms and legs okay?
I can now,
No, no,
yes, yeah.
back then.
Oh no, no, sir, no. Um, I can move my um, left arm, a little bit, and I could move my legs, but I couldn't walk because they had to teach me how to walk again, and I had paralysis on my right side,
Okay.
and it did affect my arm, so I had to eat with my left hand when I was able to eat. Some
Okay.
people fed me and all that, and one thing that is real important is that uh, my my smile, my mouth, it kind of drooped,
Okay.
but no more. But
Okay.
it's and
Well,
as well,
and that was
yeah,
how long ago?
that was 1985.
Okay. Could you please briefly describe your physical recovery? Now, at the time, let me before we go on. At that time, how was your mind? Was your mind sharp? Did you remember things?
Oh, oh no, no! I had said before, like I thought I was in a foreign country.
Okay.
I thought I was being held prisoner because
Okay. Did you
um,
recognize your family?
No,
You did
no,
not. Okay.
not at all.
Okay.
Not at
How
all.
long did it take until you recognized your family?
Well, until oh, probably, oh gosh, probably about 3 weeks or a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you know, I what they did when they put me in, when I was transferred to rehabilitation, they did a chart, and I believe that I have on Facebook. I shared that with you, sir. And it's a reality chart thing where it says, you know, I had to put my name and what city this is, you know,
Okay.
and yeah, with help and all that. But it was quite it was quite something. And the one thing that made me realize it was Wichita is one of the recreational outings, and we went across the street um, to a mall, like a Furs cafeteria, and I knew that it was Wichita then because I had been to that mall before. So,
You remember that? Okay.
and oh yeah,
Okay.
yes
Okay.
sir.
From 1984, could you briefly describe your recovery? Because obviously, right now you're with it, you're talking, you're appropriate. But could you describe us your recovery mentally from that point?
Okay, well, mentally, I, you know, depression. You know, they had me on Dilantin and phenobarbital.
Okay.
You know, until see, okay, my accident was in November 17th of '84. Okay, and then I had that depressed skull fracture, and I was on the phenobarbital and Dilantin, and then they I had my neurosurgeon go in and elevate the bone.
Okay.
So, and then I got off the medication,
Okay.
and so I don't know if that was wise or not because it would have preserved it would have helped preserve my brain more.
Okay.
But now I'm back on it. I'm back on.
Okay. Okay. Mentally, you slowly came around. You recognized your family. Uh, and
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
how about physically being able to move? You said
yeah,
your left side was kind of weak.
yeah. But in time, I regained my. I had I was in rehab from like um, January 4th of '85 until March 20th of '85. Okay, and
Okay.
then I had outpatient therapy.
Okay. Did you?
I had physical, occupational, and speech, and I had that for the summer. And in the meantime, um, I just loved neuroplasticity. In the meantime, when I was home, my mom had a tutor from the school district come
Okay.
and tutor me and get
Okay.
me back into where I was at. And so I was um, doing algebra when he left in August. You know, when he quit doing tutoring me. So
Mhm.
it was really awesome. And neuroplasticity, you got to keep it on. You
Okay.
uh, can't quit.
Okay. Okay. We'll get to that. Okay. So you came around mentally. Do you remember what the original injury was? Was it a brain contusion, a brain clot, a brain bruise? Do you know exactly what their injury was?
It was a brain. It was a brain contusion. Yeah,
Contusion. Okay.
because uh, the bone, a bone was pressing my skull
Okay. They caused some brain damage, correct?
was. Oh yes, sir. Uh huh.
Okay. Now, how
Yes.
would you feel? Okay. So you gradually came around. Uh, And when did you start functioning and go to work and start to do things like a normal people do, or were you still kind of you had to stay at home?
What is?
Well, you know what I mean.
I know, I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, okay. Um, I I went to Main Street. The school psychologist contact with her when I in the summertime in '85, and she gave me a round of testing at her house, so I was relaxed,
Okay,
and I just came out really, I mean, shining, just
okay.
really well. So I was placed in mainstream education, but um,
So you went to school, regular school, or
yeah, I went back to my high school,
and when was that? When was that? What year was that? 80, 90 or
that
something?
was no, sir. That okay. My accident was in 1984, and I got out of the hospital in March of '85. March 20th of '85, and I had physical, occupational, and speech therapy during the summer of that, and my homebound tutor was in the summertime in '85, and I went back to high school full time in the fall of '85.
Okay, that was 85. So you didn't
Yes,
miss.
I
How much
graduated
high
this year,
school did you miss? A year, 2 years?
just one
Well,
year.
that's very good. Okay, so
Yes, uh-huh.
going back into class, did you remember your schoolmates and the routine?
Oh yeah, oh
Well, that
yeah,
gradually
yeah.
came back, huh?
Oh yeah. They all. I mean, uh, I had a lot of people come and see me. I mean, um, a lot of people come and see me in the hospital. My
Oh,
mom says, yeah, and she got a poster board, and they all signed their names and all that. So that
okay,
was really neat. So
okay,
and they did an article about me about my accident in the yearbook, and they followed. I mean, they have followed me,
okay.
and
So when you went back to school, um, uh, your memory was back. You could move okay. You do your schoolwork as well, or were you kind of hindered a little bit?
well, I mean, I was slower,
Okay,
I didn't walk that. I mean, I I was slower,
okay.
Um, I had adaptive physical education, so
Okay. Okay. Did you feel okay? Let's go over your rehabilitation. You said you had occupational rehab, physical rehab, and what else? What other kind of rehab?
therapy.
Speech therapy.
Uh huh.
Did you apply yourself diligently to that, or were you kind of very depressed and really didn't feel like working hard?
Well, you know,
Because you
let's
know how you can get depressed and not really want
at the time, I just wanted to go home. I didn't know where I was. I wanted to go home.
to. Okay.
But and I learned to walk and all that, and speech, and um, yeah, it's yeah, it's hard. People don't understand
Okay.
that.
Okay. Well, we're trying to understand. Okay. So,
Yeah.
how has your life been since? Okay, you finished high school. You graduated from high school.
Uh-huh. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And
Huh.
then
And then
then what'd you do?
I was headstrong to go to college.
Oh, good for you. Okay. So you went to
So I went to
okay. You
college.
went to college.
Yeah, but well, I completed like 36 hours, at Friends University in Wichita State, in
Okay.
Wichita, Kansas. But I was in denial, I didn't. I was in really deep denial that anything was wrong, because I had some of the same friends. I could walk, I could talk. I was a little slower, but I was me, you know.
Okay.
And when it came to um, applying for a job,
Okay.
uh, yeah. Well, anyway, about the college, the advisor told me that he thought that I ought to go uh, seek out um, seek out some vocational help.
Okay.
So I thought, well,
Okay.
and then I went to WSU and at Wichita State University. Go Wichita State Shockers!
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I went to the disability department there, and they advised me to go to social rehabilitation services downtown at the and apply uh, for disability, and because I definitely did have an injury, but I applied and I was denied, and then
What?
it's
What you felt? It was difficult filling out the applications because you didn't want to mention your accident, or what was that?
oh no, it wasn't difficult filling out the application, but I was denied disability
Okay.
because
You feel it was because of your disability?
oh yeah, I think so, yeah, but
Were the employers actually tell you that?
yeah, well, and but I reapplied. You got to fight with them,
Oh,
and reapply again.
okay.
So, but I went. I well, it was the saving grace that um, I went to disability services at Wichita State, and when they told me to go to SRS, Social Rehabilitation Services, in downtown Wichita, and
Okay.
so I did that. Okay, and um, I I'm adjusting my camera.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, um, and so and they so I got all my medical records, and so that took a long time, for the state,
Hmm.
but it's
Okay. Did you
and then,
eventually find a job?
yeah, I was I went to I was in a program with the it was called Gateway. It was part of the Cerebral Palsy Research Foundation
Okay.
in Wichita, Kansas. That uh, uh, I believe Dave or Frank Carney.
Okay. Is a
Uh,
pretty big multiple sclerosis group there?
oh no, it's a CPR, a cerebral palsy.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and they have
I'm
a
sorry. Sorry.
it's
Okay.
yeah, it's nationally known and all that.
Okay.
And because I was affected in the brain, in the brain.
Oh, okay. So you qualified to be in their programs.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so and I was in the Gateway program, and for people with traumatic brain injuries, and I had a job coach that was sponsored from Goodwill Industries, and so I had a job coach and all that, and I did like 3 guided occupational trials, and I volunteered at like the Cancer Association in town,
Hmm.
and I set up an office uh, for the for the Wichita Brain Association, Wichita Brain Injury
Okay.
Association, back in 1990.
Well, so
Okay.
you set up the organization?
Well, no, I mean I set up. an office for them. Yeah.
Okay, that was a traumatic brain injury office for Wichita.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that was the very start of it.
Yeah. Well, no.
Okay,
We had a support group, but we didn't have an office.
okay.
So and
There was a group there.
uh, oh yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay,
And so and I set the office up um, in the in an open office at the Gateway facility, and that was really neat,
okay,
and um,
okay,
it was really
okay. So nowadays, uh, you're working with a brain recovery. You're working with a private company. You're marketing a product. As well.
oh
Are you
no,
working? Are
okay.
you working for any kind of foundation for brain injury people, or are you working with John, or how do you know? You know.
Well, John and I, well, back to the um, about the Gateway and about the Goodwill. I
Okay.
was I got a job at Coke Industries,
Okay.
and and after a year working there, I did wrote an essay for Goodwill, and they submitted that to their national organization, and I was chosen as the 1993 National Graduate of the Year.
Okay.
And I went to Washington D.C. during Goodwill Week in Bethesda, Maryland. There,
Okay.
and it was my goal to meet President Clinton and all that. So I went to the Oval Office, and they arranged that. And Tom Brokaw was there, and
Okay.
he shot a
Was
Daily
that in
Mail film.
Wichita or was that in Washington?
No, it was in Washington D.C.
Oh,
in
okay.
the Oval Office.
And
Yes.
that was for what group? Was that for the cerebral palsy group?
No, that was Goodwill Industries.
Oh, Goodwill Illustrated. Okay.
Yeah. Goodwill Industries of America, and yeah, and yeah.
Okay.
It,
Could you do me a favor and briefly tell me what organizations are out there for people that have suffered traumatic brain injury to help them? What organizations in your experience have you seen that helps traumatic brain injury people?
well, okay. What organizations are okay? The Brain Injury Association, the BIA, in Washington D.C., and they're immersed all over the states, and then also um, the Brain Injury Alliance, and they are a good group too.
The Brain Injury
Alliance,
Alliance. Okay.
yeah, yes, sir.
The big one's TBI. Is it called TBI? What's it called? The big one.
No, it's called BIA.org.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and Brain Injury Alliance.
Okay.
I think it's. Let me look up and see what it's what.
Okay. No, it doesn't matter. Now,
Oh,
in what ways do they help you? These organizations.
oh well, well actually they the statewide really helps the meetings. You know, when people go to um, a meeting, a monthly meeting, or like a bi-monthly meeting, and they share their experiences with other people who have suffered a traumatic brain injury, and and we can give ideas.
Okay.
And
These are group meetings.
oh yes, sir, and they're
Okay.
all
Now
over
this
America.
is for which group?
The Brain Injury Association, the
Oh,
BIA.
okay. Now where do they have meetings?
Well, they had. You just have to look it up on the internet.
Okay, they
They
have
had meetings.
in a bunch of cities. They have meetings.
Oh yeah, and almost in every city, every major city.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Huh?
Okay, so every major city, would you say, has one, a brain injury?
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Okay, and someone
Oh
with a
yeah.
brain injury, how would they find out about it? Just Google it.
So,
Google it.
yeah, or go to the go to a hospital, or ask their caseworker,
Okay.
or look up on the internet, or Facebook. Facebook is wonderful, and they have the Brain Injury Alliance and Brain Injury Association,
Really,
and it is.
I know. I didn't realize that Facebook.
Oh, yes, yeah, and they both organizations give. They have downloadable like videos and all that, and also YouTube. They they have if you go to the CDC on YouTube, they have different aspects of people telling their stories about their brain injury.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
Awesome.
Now, how did you meet John?
How did I meet John? Okay. Well, I met him through LinkedIn. He said he, I found um, on LinkedIn, I found where he said he was doing the Bison Project. But John and I belong to the some of the brain injury
Okay.
associations,
Okay.
and so and that was really great. Um, and but he had never been to the Brain Injury Association in Kansas yet, so I invited him, and he went. But I met him through LinkedIn.
Okay.
So I said, well, I want to help on the Bison Project. And it is just wonderful.
Oh, okay. Well, briefly, could you tell us what the good parts about the way that you were helped by organizations and the bad parts that you feel that there's a need for doing something more? Could you do that? So first, tell us the bad parts of the general scene of post traumatic brain injury patients. What is the bad part about it? What do you feel needs to be worked on?
Okay, that needs to be worked on is um, the doctors, um, how rapport, how they act to the patient,
Okay.
and their bedside manner.
In what way? You feel like you're a second class citizen?
Well, I my mom just was so excited when I was transferred to the rehabilitation hospital, and she hugged a doctor, and he was just so cold, just like a brick,
Okay.
and and I'm sure that is a depressing
Okay. Did you find that was a common way of being treated, or was just one or two doctors?
oh no, I do believe
It's pretty
that was
widespread. You feel it's pretty widespread.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
uh-huh,
you can
yeah,
be
yes
honest.
sir.
You can be honest. You're not going to go to jail.
Yes sir, I sure do, yeah.
Okay. So you feel generally the doctors treat you coldly. Generally, I'm sure
Well,
there are exceptions.
Well, since you've had a brain injury, they, some of them joke about it.
Okay. Okay. Now, what are the good parts about
Oh,
the
well,
way
you
you?
know what? I sit back and think, what my life would have been, what my life, you know, would have been if I hadn't have had the accident and hadn't have had the TBI. But but I feel like I'm blessed to have had a TBI. I know that sounds sick in some ways.
Okay.
My goodness, I, have accomplished so much, and um, and I've done so many things that uh, help people, and I do believe that I was chosen
Oh, okay. No,
But
I've heard some people that like alcoholics say that
yeah,
when they're in
yeah,
recovery, they actually appreciate their life more, and that they're glad
yeah,
they're alcoholics. Otherwise, they feel some feel that they would not have appreciated their life as much.
yeah. And you know what? And prayer helps. Keep on keeping on in prayer.
Okay.
I had a lot of prayer groups,
Okay.
and on in the magazines about, um, I believe it was Time that did an issue on prayer in hospitals, and just keep that positive energy going.
Oh, okay. Now,
I do believe.
okay. Now, briefly, in a perfect world, how do you think a brain injury patient should be helped to recover? How would you arrange it? What would you do to make a perfect system for a brain injury patient?
Well, every brain injury is different,
Okay.
so uh, we have to realize that,
Yeah.
and you know, just be patient.
Okay. Okay. The doctors need to be nicer, and the people workers need to be patient, and the patients need to be patient.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. I realize that other people outside of the TBI, the person who has a TBI's life, you know, may not even consider, um, having like a TBI, but they just need to be, um, oh gosh, okay, they need to count their blessings, and um, and not take any chances. Don't drive drunk. Wear
Okay.
your belt
Okay.
uh, in your car. Um, just be a good person.
Okay. Very good.
Treat others as you treat yourself.
Okay. Well, Shannon, I appreciate you taking time to talk because we just
Welcome.
like to hear what it's like to be a patient and what's going on out there and ways that we can get better and improve. Uh, and we're going to have a talk with John Byler in a few minutes.
Okay.
And you're welcome to come if you'd like.
Okay. Great.
Okay. So, uh, well, we can just stay here. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm going to wrap this up now. And
Okay.
then I'm going to send you another link and John another link, and we'll do it again.
All right. Great.
Okay.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you, Shannon.
Okay. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.